Hey, man.
Joe?
It's good. It's good. I haven't seen you in a long time.
It's been a while.
All right, so I'll just start out by saying this is Joel Gordon. I'm the making and tinkering manager at the Scott Family Amazeum, and I am here with Jesse Weegens. Weegens. No one ever says
You got
that
it
right,
right.
man.
You got it right the first time.
I've had practice.
All right.
But anyway, Jesse, you run American Estates.
That's
So
correct.
tell us a little bit about it.
Well, we are a custom, locally made furniture company. So we try to make, generational quality furniture, whether that's your idea or ours. But the intention is to make it last for a lifetime. So we do stuff for residential and commercial. It's pretty eclectic here. So we could be doing a single piece for a homeowner, or we could be doing 60 pieces for the coolest new restaurant. We never really know what's coming down the pipe, but we do a lot of different things. But the key factor is we just try to make things that are exciting and look aesthetically awesome, but also are going to last.
You do beautiful work. I've actually known you for a few years now. You guys are in Lowell. Didn't you have a store in Rogers?
We do have a store in Rogers.
Yeah.
We still do.
Still do.
We're just kind of rolling with the punches of COVID like everybody else is. So currently still there and just operating by appointment only at the moment. So just that way we can keep everything, clean and controlled. But, that showroom more than anything is more about a place to meet with people, talk about their projects, and give them a taste of what we do. So we're totally able to do that still from an appointment standpoint. So it's not really a traditional retail.
What's the easiest way for people to get in touch with you?
Definitely would be on our Instagram, just American Estates on Instagram, or our website, which is theamericanestates.com. It's been something that we started doing recently, and we were really skeptical about whether or not there'd be any benefit to doing that, but then when you put up a video of you doing something, kind of cool, and
I always get a real kick out of anything that you guys post, and you do just beautiful work. And I know, folks, right now you can see this beautiful stack of mostly looks like walnut, a lot of cedar, and maybe some ash there.
Yeah, it's actually cherry is probably what you're seeing.
Oh,
there.
yeah, love it.
Here. Yeah,
It's
so
raw cherry.
Yeah. So we definitely a lot of walnut, a lot of cherry. We do work with a bit of ash, and then a lot of white oak these days.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of white oak. So
What brought you into all of this, Jesse? I know that you've kind of been in love with making for a long time.
sure, yeah.
What kind of stuff did you do when you were a little kid?
Well, man, when I was a little kid, I did some weird stuff. If you ever watched Toy Story, Sid, the kid next door that made the toys that were Frankenstein toys that were just really creepy. I mean, I was kind of like that. I would take apart my McDonald's toys and figure out what they, how they went together, and maybe couple them with something else. I think my coolest creation as a child was I took the front wheel off of my bicycle, and I had one of those play school blue plastic skateboards with the yellow wheels, and I took some wood and some of my dad's tools, and I actually attached the front fork of my bicycle to the skateboard for a front wheel. I mean, it was a terrible idea. I felt really cool. So I mean, that's always honestly just been kind of a part of how my mind was working. I was just always kind of taking things apart, seeing how they work, and kind of creating stuff, for better or for worse,
What brought you to artisan woodworking?
Well, the quick version of it, I just really, coming through high school, all I really wanted to do was play music. I was putting full focus onto pursuing a dream of being a rock star, and got into my mid-20s, and I was basically there. I had a lot of opportunity to genuinely make a career out of that, but long-term, what was going to provide me with that happiness? So I came back home and just kind of went to work, and a few years later, just really got to a point where I was feeling unfulfilled and kind of realizing how important it was to me to be expressing artistry and creativity, and I didn't really know what that looked like. But I remembered this conversation I had with my brother when we were young teenagers. I was probably 15 and I think he was 13. And I had taken one of them old sewing machine bases, those wrought iron Singer bases. And I think I put some piece of stained plywood on top and thought, man, how amazing am I? I just made this table, and talking to my brother about that. That'd be an awesome way to make a living, making furniture. That would be a lot of fun. And he said, yeah, that would be. And then here I am, well over 10 years later, and I'm just kind of like evaluating what is next for me? What in the world am I going to do? And I thought of that conversation. And so I thought, well, there's really nothing holding me back because I have access to tools. My father had a remodeling business that I worked with him, and we had a little shop space that I could kind of carve out a spot, get some stuff going, and I'm not afraid of the tools. I know how to use it, so just dive in and see what we can do. So I started creating some stuff. Kind of came at it a way a lot of people do when they come into making is like, where can I scrounge up materials? Materials are expensive, but that's not even half the battle. Most of the time, you just don't know where to get them. Like, if you're not a professional, you don't know where to get them. So, I'm stripping down pallets and doing those kind of things. Reclaiming barns and all that kind of stuff. Humble roots, but that's where it all started.
That's great, man. And look at it now. I mean, I'm standing in your shop, and you guys, as you told me earlier, it's chaos, but it looks like happy chaos. You guys are working.
Yeah,
that's a great place to be right now.
That is. We are incredibly grateful, absolutely grateful. A lot of people have, put a lot of faith and a lot of trust in us to build things for them and their families and their businesses in, quite frankly, very uncertain times. And it's not something that we take lightly. We love our clients and we love our community. That's a big part of who we are, is just trying to be somebody that is a contributor to our community, not just a business, but somebody that is a contributor to the community. So we're very grateful to be very busy right now.
Well, I'm excited to be hanging out with you guys. I've missed seeing you, but I've followed you from afar for the last few years. But it's exciting to be here today. I'm glad we got to hang out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when are you going to come visit us at the Amazeum?
But I would love to come see y'all, for fun and for work anytime. Come see what you guys got going on, and in a professional sense, I'd like to hang out sometime. So
it'd be awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, hey, thanks for joining us today, and everybody, make sure you check out American Estates. We hope to hang out with you again soon, Jesse.
That'd be awesome. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, everybody.